Alright, so I'm back. Got a old reliable here, my GoPro Hero 8, because my Hero 12 is not working. I'm guessing the card might be corrupted or something, or it just might be crap. I don't know. But anyway, we're changing the hydraulic filters on my Case 1070 today. I got to thinking about it. I had a lot of time to think in the house because I got surgery on my one foot tomorrow, so hopefully that takes care of everything, yada yada yada. With what I got going on. Anyway, that's besides the point. So I got the one changed, and I saved the other one. You know, they both, come apart and they go back together the same way. So, and I have some part numbers here that I'll have, that I'll put in the video here later, because I already got the one filter in there. So I'm trying to change these. I have to get fluid, but right now I don't have the time to take care of that right now. So I'm just going to change the filters, and then hopefully that takes care of everything for now. I don't think it's going to. It's not that I have any issues with this tractor. I don't have any issues with this tractor at the moment. But when you buy something, you give it a full service. It's just how I do things. It's the way I do it, so that's what I'm doing. So anyway, I got another filter right back here to put on. But I'm going to take this one apart, and I'm going to show you how it comes apart, and go from there. All right, we're going to do this in one take. Try to anyway. So I took this tiny little plug out here at the bottom to drain it. So it should be completely drained, so I shouldn't get covered in hydraulic fluid. I couldn't get this one off. That'll be another project for another day. Not that it was the end of the world. Got some brake clean here to try and get this, cleaned out pretty good. This is the old filter. I'm gonna try and cut them open and look at them, but yeah. So let's take this one off. I shouldn't get covered in fluid this time around. I shouldn't. Yep, yeah. So I did get it right. So this is the red filter. So these cases have some different. These cases are different. They got a red filter in the front and a white filter in the back. So if you see this piece right here goes up in here in this filter. Okay, I've watched a couple videos of guys doing these tractors, and weren't very descriptive. They didn't show everything, so I like to try and show everything, so that people know what's going on. So there's this spring sits down in this piece, and this piece goes up into the filter. So that being said, I got some brake clean. I'm going to clean all this up, change the there's two O-rings that come in for this tractor. There's a flat O-ring that goes in the bottom, and then the bigger bulgy O-ring goes up top. So take a look at that. These filters are different microns. So got the red one that goes up front, and this one's a little bit crushed up and stuff. So it might, I don't know when the last time this thing was changed. So, but if you're looking right here, it looks like it's been used. Hard to tell when this was last changed. So let's go ahead and put the other. I got Fleetguard filters. Tried to get good filters. So hopefully these filters help. Probably have to change them again here at some point. So we'll see. But anyway, let's take some brake clean, get all this shit sprayed out. Try and get these things as clean as we can. Like I said, I want my rag. I'll use a whole can of brake clean. I don't care. So anyway, let's get this set off to the side here for now. Damn it. I just get crap on everything. Don't want any dirt in there. So we'll set that there for now. Wipe my hands off again. Do you like this view? Alright. Wipe off my tool to get my O-rings off. Probably shouldn't put that there. I'm trying to keep my damn hands clean. Alright. Filter. This is the red filter. Different part number. And I will include these part numbers in the video. We'll go over those after we get this all changed and get the tractor fired up. If the wind would stop blowing, that would be nice. Alright. Gonna set this spring and stuff on top of that filter. I don't have a shop, so that's what we're working with here. So I'm gonna take these O-rings off. The flat one goes on the bottom, and then the rounded one goes on top. So I got the flat one right here. Put that on. Now the first one, I had it all kinked and crooked, and so I had to unkink it and whatnot. So I'm going to try and avoid that, putting this on. I like people to see what I'm doing. See how it's like kind of pushed up here, kind of angled up? That's what we want. So we'll take this O-ring, we'll put it on. See how we got it nice and flat there? So that's what we want. Now, this spring goes on right here, okay? Get this filter out. If I can do this. Out. Causing a ruckus here. Okay. Let's hold on a second. Alright. This part sits down on this spring like this. Let's get rid of that. Whatever that is. Something. And then it sits down in there like this. So that it's spring loaded. Now, we go up in here like this. And we get her threaded up in there. Okay. Is that up in there? Yes, it is. Thread it in there by hand best you can. Okay. I don't have any hydraulic fluid to kind of put on that O-ring, but we got some oil there. Let me see if I can try and... It's dirty, I don't really like that. I don't know if there's any fluid coming out. Oh yeah, there is. Let's get some out of there. Just kind of put it around, try and get it on them O-rings in there. Keep them lubed up. Let me wipe my hands off. I'm trying to do this all in one take so that there's no cuts, so that you guys see everything that I'm doing here. Because like I said, I've seen a couple videos on YouTube where people aren't showing how to take these apart and put them back together. So I'd like to be that person that helps you out with that. I got magnets. You know, I didn't put these on here. The person that had it before put them on there. So I just zip tied them back up there. You know, magnets aren't a bad thing. So. Okay, so I got ahead of myself, but our transgressor is right where it needs to be. I have it running at right around 1200 RPM. Get that hydraulic fluid moving and stuff like that. I want to change this hydraulic fluid out to Hy-Tran fluid. But for right now, I'm trying to save a little bit of money and wait to change this fluid until we're at around closer to spring. So I just changed the filters for now. I'll get another set of filters for it, and that way when we change the fluid, we'll just change the filters again. I'm just trying to do this to get like as much gunk caught out of the, you know, hydraulics as possible. So that's what we're shooting for. I don't know if this is gonna, you know, help the tractor run any better. I don't know, but that's what we're trying for right now. All right, so filters were changed, and I think it made a little bit of a difference, but not a whole lot. I definitely think new fluid will definitely help. But for right now, we want to, you know, definitely, you know, I think that changing the filters was a good move. I got the old filters out there with the old part numbers, so whenever I go back to Case IH, I can get the Fleetguard part numbers to, you know, make sure they're correct and all that stuff, and whatnot. But I hope this video was helpful for any of you guys that has a Case 1070, stuff like that. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. I'll answer them the best that I can. And then, of course, you always have your friend Google. Google can help you with a lot of these things. But like I said, I just didn't see a lot of videos out there. You know, there's a couple guys that I watch that have 1070s and stuff like that, and I just didn't see... I didn't see videos that like showed, you know, tearing apart in fine detail, and so I wanted to take apart that front piece and the front filter housing and show you how to take it apart and put it back together. That way anybody that has a 1070 or a 1570 or whatever can change these filters and not have any issues. So anyway, that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.